size of pennies. If you are in Menominee, Wisconsin, you are in the direct path of this storm over the next 45 minutes, with the core eventually pushing toward Elk Mountain. While this isn't a massive hail producer yet, the trend shown is actively strengthening. Now is the time to move your outdoor activities inside and prepare for a sudden burst of heavy rain and small ice. Those across this part of western Wisconsin should stay alert as this storm matures. 42 of you are feeding the ground truth right now, with a massive 15-viewer cluster in Minnesota and 10 more across Ohio and Wisconsin. Those of you in the upper Midwest are likely hearing the thunder roll as 60-mile-per-hour gusts and quarter-sized hail hammer the region. Let's zoom in on Athens, Wisconsin, where things are getting dicey. You are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m., with 65-mile-per-hour gusts and inch-and-a-half hail possible as that line of storms to your west pushes through Marathon County. Secure your outdoor gear now, and be ready to move to an interior room if those winds start howling. Now let's fly over to Cotton County, Oklahoma, where a viewer says the thunderstorms are just kicking off. You've got a slow-moving cell 10 miles to your south, dropping some small hail, while faster storms are cruising by to your northwest at 35 miles per hour. Keep those umbrellas handy, because these heavy downpours could lead to some quick flash flooding through the evening. And finally, let's fly over to Pepin County, Wisconsin, where you are right in the thick of a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. I'm tracking a nasty cell with a history of hail just 9 miles to your northwest, while another storm is brewing 13 miles to your south. These storms are packing 65-mile-per-hour wind potential, so please stay away from windows. Huge shout-out to the 42 legends feeding us live data from the field. We need 8 more of you to flip that switch in the WeatherWise app so we can smash our 50-pin goal and map these storms together. Taking a look at Menominee County in Michigan, where a slow-moving storm is currently drifting near the Kearney area. This system is essentially crawling to the east-southeast at just 5 miles per hour, which means if you are in its path, you're going to be dealing with these conditions for a sustained period. A special weather statement is active for this part of Michigan, as radar indicates the potential for winds gusting over 30 miles per hour and some small hail, likely up to the size of pennies. While the storm has lost some of its vertical height recently, it remains quite dense, and that ice is likely falling from very high up in the atmosphere. Because it's moving so slowly, expect a prolonged period of heavy downpours and low visibility. If you're outdoors near Kearney, go ahead and head inside to wait this out. Continue to monitor the Menominee County area to see if this cell regains any of its earlier strength as it tracks through the Upper Peninsula. I am checking back in on the severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Stearns and east central Pope counties as this cell continues its trek to the southeast.
And this is also where you can manage your gearbox.
No, we do have a new one here.
The formation lap's an opportunity to practice your race start and put some energy through the tyres and brakes to get them up to the optimal temperature for the beginning of the race. When the light goes green, pull away from the grid and stay in position, making sure to keep your car in good condition as you drive a lap. As you return back to the grid, having completed the formation lap, you must park your car within the correct grid slot. Once you're happy with your car's position, bring the car to a standstill in readiness for that all-important race start.
When I do the camera, guys, I don't do that in my racing.
Managing your turn into the pit box is essential in helping you and your pit crew achieve the fastest pit stop time possible. Believe me, I've been there and I know how annoying it is when you get it wrong. Get the timing wrong and this can cause you to add considerable time to your stop, meaning a crucial time advantage could be given to your opponents out on track.
We do have a new one here. Race.
Races aren't won from the start line, but they can be lost, so getting a good start can make an important difference to your Grand Prix. As the lights come on, engage the clutch by holding the gear up button, then feed in the throttle to build the revs. When the lights go out, release the clutch and it's away we go. Be careful not to release the clutch too early or you may end up jumping the start. If your RPM's too low, when you drop the clutch, your car might go into anti-stall. Don't panic if this happens, just keep a cool head, clutch in, build the RPM again, and then release the clutch, just like the start procedure, to get underway again. The race strategy program's all about developing a personalised approach for the race ahead. This test will help the team to understand how much fuel is required, and also the best tyre policy to employ for the race. The results are determined from data which is directly affected by your driving style. So managing your fuel and tyre wear during the test, for example, will result in a strategy that caters to these qualities. Sprints are a shorter race session at around 1/3 distance of a standard feature race. Drivers are not required to pit during a sprint for a change of tyres, though they are able to do so. Sprints now have their own dedicated qualifying session, and there are points awarded for the top 8 finishers of the sprint in the following denominations. First place awards 8 points, second place awards 7 points, third place awards 6 points, all the way down to 8th place with a single point.
Well, true. You guys know about the...
In Formula One, incidents can occur that cause a risk to both the drivers and officials on the track. If these circumstances are such that the track can't be negotiated safely, even behind the safety car, then the session will be suspended. At this point, red flags are ordered to be shown. All cars must slow down and return to the pit lane and wait for the track to be cleared of any danger before the session can be restarted. During the session suspension, cars can be worked on within the allotted time, including regulated repairs of genuine accident damage and the changing of tyres. Once it's safe to resume the session, any lapped or out-of-position cars will be allowed to leave the pit lane to complete a further lap to establish the correct starting order, before all cars leave the pit lane behind the safety car to complete a further racing lap to reform the grid for the session restart. Once all cars are in position on the grid, the session can be restarted with a standing start procedure.
Now it is. And to qualifying now.
And a warm welcome, everybody. We're here in the heart of Melbourne. It's Albert Park, and it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix.
That's it. Let's start this up again.
Heavy rain and penny-sized ice. Go ahead and move your vehicles under cover. Head indoors. This storm has a history of producing wind gusts over 60 miles per hour.
AI is giving control to
So
you.
treat it with respect as it approaches your neighborhood in Minnesota. We are looking at an intensifying storm currently centered near Sauk Center, Minnesota, that is showing signs of a very strong building updraft. This system is tracking to the southeast at 25 miles per hour and is heading directly toward the Belgrade and Paynesville areas in Stearns County. While the rain intensity on the ground has fluctuated, the internal structure of this storm is stretching higher into the atmosphere, which tells us it is gaining energy. Radar indicates a high probability of golf ball-sized hail within the core of this cell. We have already seen reports of 1.5-inch hail today just to the southwest in DeGrasse, and this storm is capable of similar impacts. If you are in Belgrade or Paynesville, Minnesota, you need to get your cars into a garage or under a sturdy carport immediately. This cell has a history of producing 64-mile-per-hour wind gusts in the Alexandria area, so expect damaging winds to arrive just before the hail begins. Stay away from windows and remain indoors until this car clears your location.
AI is now taking control.
Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic
Hey Caleb,
drive.
my little
Bring it
thunder
home.
clouds in the house. Happy Friday. Jennifer already got the party started a few minutes ago, so now we're really rolling. The weather is
With
turning more
qualifying
aggressive in
complete, all that
southwest
remains
Oklahoma
now is the
as we
main
track
event.
a
We'll be
strengthening
live
storm
and
in Harmon
uninterrupted for the
County,
Grand Prix tomorrow,
currently centered
so
near
make sure you
Hollis.
join us
This
then.
cell is drifting slowly to the northeast
We
at
will.
about 13 miles per hour. A special weather statement is in effect for this area, as the storm is showing a significant boost in its internal energy. We are seeing a 100% probability of hail, with radar indicating stones likely the size of pennies or nickels. If you are in Vincent, Oklahoma, you are next in line for this core, with the system eventually pushing toward the Mangum area over the next hour. Along with the hail, expect wind gusts reaching 55 miles per hour, which can easily toss around loose outdoor furniture or break small tree limbs. Residents in this part of Oklahoma should stay indoors and away from windows as the heaviest rain and wind move through. While the storm is high-based, it is still very capable of producing localized damage and low visibility. I see your YALLcast requests in the queue. I'll get those rolling as soon as this weather calms down a bit. Stay tuned. Howdy, Purple Luca. Welcome to the party. Jennifer and Caleb already warmed the place up, so you're right on time. Happy Friday. Glad you're here.
It's a new day, a new dawn, a new era for Formula
In
One.
West Texas,
This
we
is
are
the
monitoring a
2026
developing
World
situation in
Championship.
Pecos
New
County as a
regulations,
storm cell
new
near Fort
cars, new
Stockton begins
fuels,
to
new
intensify.
drivers.
This system
Ladies
is
and
currently
gentlemen,
lifting toward the
let's
north
ride.
at roughly 17
We
miles
go
per hour.
racing today then in the
While
state
the
of
storm is
Victoria, where the
high-based,
drivers have
meaning the
14
most
corners
turbulent
and
activity is occurring
3.28
several
miles to
thousand feet up,
navigate at an
we have
average
seen a
lap
sharp
speed of around
increase in the
120
internal
miles
energy of
per
this
hour.
cell
The
over
close
the last few
proximity of the
minutes.
barriers make
Radar
accidents
data now
inevitable,
indicates a
and recent
90%
history shows us
probability
that a
of hail,
safety car
with
is
stones
not
likely
at all
reaching the
out of the
size of
question.
pennies. If you are in the path of this
It's
storm
time
as
to
it
take a
moves
look at
north
our
of Fort
starting
Stockton,
grid for
Texas,
today's
you should
race.
prepare for a sudden onset of heavy rain and small ice. The storm
Yellow
is showing a
Autowear
recent
starts
surge
from
in its
pole
core
position,
density,
and
which
Lewis
often
Hamilton
precedes a
completes
burst of
the front
wind and
row.
hail at the
As we
surface.
continue through the rest
If you're
of the grid
traveling
today,
along the local
we
highways
have
in this part of Texas,
Hadja,
be aware that
Norris,
visibility could drop rapidly,
Alex
so
Albon,
stay indoors
and
and away from
Piastri,
windows until this core
Leclerc,
passes through your
Verstappen,
area.
Antonelli, and Carlos Sainz. Bennett, Russell, Fernando Alonso, and Ocon. Behrman, Gasly,
A few minutes ago, we
Gabriel
received a flash
Bortoleto,
flood report
and Nico
7 miles
Hulkenberg.
south-southwest of Maple,
Perez,
Texas, where
Lindblad,
4 inches of water is flowing across
Colapinto,
Highway
Lawson,
114 and County Road 55.
Stroll, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And joining me in the commentary box today
Checking
with
the radar
best
in
view
western
on what is
Wisconsin,
about to
we have a
unfold,
developing storm
some
currently near
views on the
Menominee
action
that is
we're
showing a
about to
clear
see.
uptick in
Naomi
intensity.
Schiff, a new
This
season,
cell is
a new
tracking due
dawn.
east at
And
23
now
miles per hour
24
and is heading
cars
directly
and
toward the
12
Mondovi
teams on
area.
the grid.
First
Over
of
the
all, this
last
is
several
such an
minutes,
exciting
we've
time.
seen the
But for
storm
then
structure
today, I
begin to
guess
stretch
you
upward,
would be
which
really
is a
nervous.
signal
It's
that
the
the
first
system
time
is
you're going to be
pulling in
doing
more
this. There is
energy.
so much to
We now
learn.
have a high
But at the
confidence
end of the
hail
day, they've got to
developing within
remember
this
that
core, with
expectations
radar
aren't that
signatures
high. They've
suggesting
all been
stones
there
roughly the
before.
size of
They've all
pennies.
had their first race.
If you
And
are
no
in the
one is
path of this
expecting
storm in
them to
Dunn
land
County,
on the top of the
Wisconsin,
podium. So
you
just
can expect a
learn
quick
to walk
transition
before
to
you can
very
run.
heavy rain and localized small hail. This system will eventually push toward
Okay,
Eau Claire
mate, this
over the
is
next
it. New
45
regs,
minutes.
new modes,
While there are no
new
active warnings
opportunity.
on this cell
Let's
yet,
go.
the rising internal strength suggests you should move your vehicles under cover and stay indoors as this core passes through. Visibility will likely drop quickly as that
AI is
heavy
giving
rain and hail
control to
mix
you.
reaches the ground in this part of Wisconsin. "38 of them are feeding me ground truth right now, with our biggest clusters in Minnesota, Iowa, and Texas staring down everything from golf ball-sized hail to localized flash flooding. Those 6 viewers in Minnesota better be inside, because radar just clocked a 64-mile-per-hour gust right over your heads, as this severe line pushes through. Speaking of local flavor, a viewer in Richland, Wisconsin says I sound like a bad restaurant AI, but trust me, these storms coming your way are the real deal. You are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. with that nasty line out of Minnesota currently diving toward Eau Claire. It is quiet in Yuba for the moment, but with 60-mile-per-hour winds and hail potential upstream, you need to stay weather aware as those storms move in over the next few hours. Now let's fly over to Hamilton County, Tennessee, where a viewer is asking how long these beautiful days are going to last. Enjoy that 84-degree sunshine while you can, because humidity and storm chances creep back in Sunday, followed by a total pattern flip to high heat by next week. Keep an eye on the northern horizon tonight, though, because those clear skies might give you a rare front row seat to the aurora. And finally, let's fly over to Queen City, Missouri, where it is currently a muggy 79 degrees under cloudy skies. While things are quiet in Schuyler County for the moment, keep an eye on those slow-moving storms to your west, dropping heavy rain and snapping trees near Lathrop. You have a 40% chance of thunderstorms rolling through tonight, so keep the WeatherWise app handy before you settle in to look for that aurora on the northern horizon.
Accidents are sometimes hard to avoid on track, we know that, but you can
Don't
use
they that's good,
to
actually.
fix
Want to get your local
mistakes.
conditions on my map?
Let's
Open
rewind
the
a few
free
seconds now
WeatherWise
by
app
pressing
or
the
scan
button
that
prompt on your
QR
screen.
code, hit the yellow menu, and toggle on Y'all Mode. Scroll to the bottom to verify your account and share your general location so I can shout out your backyard. Your ground truth makes this forecast better for everyone, so join the feed now. Big shout out to the 38 heroes already broadcasting live conditions to the desk. We need 12 more of you to hit our 50-spot goal, so fire up that WeatherWise app and let your data do the talking.
Yeah, I don't have that concept. I still about the rewind button. I don't have that
In Marquette County, Michigan, we are watching a strengthening core near Nagani that is beginning to show more muscle on the radar. This storm is currently tracking to the east-southeast at about 17 miles per hour and will be closing in on the Buin area shortly. A special weather statement is active for this system, citing the potential for 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and hail. While the storm is high-based, meaning much of the activity is elevated, the internal structure is currently climbing higher into the atmosphere, a signal that it is tapping into fresh energy. We are tracking a 100% probability of hail with this cell, and while most of it may stay small, there is a signal for